Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture on data pipeline. In this lecture, we'll take a deep dive into data pipeline web service provided by AWS. AWS Data Pipeline is a web service that helps you reliably process and move data between different AWS compute and storage services, as well as on-premises data sources at specified intervals. With AWS Data Pipeline, you can regularly access your data where it's stored, transform, and process it at scale, and efficiently transfer the results to AWS services such as Amazon S3, Amazon RDS, Amazon DynamoDB, and Amazon EMR. AWS Data Pipeline helps you easily create complex data processing workloads that are fault tolerant, repeatable, and highly available. You don't have to worry about ensuring resource availability, managing inter-task dependencies, retrying transient failures or timeouts in individual tasks, or creating a failure notification system. AWS Data Pipeline also allows you to move and process data that was previously locked up in on-premises data silos. Now let's look into the different components which are present in an AWS Data Pipeline. Pipeline definition specifies the business logic of your data management. A pipeline schedules and runs tasks by creating Amazon EC2 instances to perform the defined work activities. You upload your pipeline definition to the pipeline and then activate the pipeline. Task runner polls for tasks and then performs those tasks. For example, task runner could copy log files to Amazon S3 and launch Amazon EMR clusters. Task Runner is installed and runs automatically on resources created by your pipeline definitions. You can also write a custom Task Runner application, or you can use the Task Runner application that is provided by AWS Data Pipeline. So here is a sample use case for an AWS Data Pipeline. So here we have two pipelines, one which copies the log from a fleet of EC2 instances to S3. This pipeline runs daily. Then we have another pipeline which launches data analysis on the data collected in S3 using EMR cluster. This pipeline runs weekly. So on this documentation page, there is an illustration on how a AWS data pipeline and a task runner interact with each other. So AWS data pipeline schedule the task. A task runner polls and receives the task. The task runner reports progress as it works on the task, and whenever the task finishes, it sends the success message to the AWS Data Pipeline service. If the task succeeds, the task ends. If the task does not succeed, then the AWS Data Pipeline attempts a retry. The task runner reruns the failed task, and when it finishes, it updates the status to AWS Data Pipeline service, which in turn finally marks the task as completed. Here are few of the benefits of using an AWS data pipeline service. It is reliable, easy to use, flexible, scalable, has low cost, and is transparent. Now let's do a small demo using an AWS data pipeline. We'll copy an existing DynamoDB table to S3. We'll use the AWS CLI command line activity to scan and copy DynamoDB table to S3. Here is a pseudocode of the AWS CLI command which we'll be using as a part of this demo. The first line scans an existing DynamoDB table named data pipeline underscore demo in the region not Virginia and stores it into a temporary location. This file is then uploaded to an S3 bucket in the same region. So here in the AWS management console, I'll first go into DynamoDB. I have already created a table named data pipeline underscore demo which contains two records. We'll now go to an S3 storage. I have already created a bucket called AWS Learning Demo, and within this bucket, I have created a folder called data pipeline. Once we run the data pipeline service, the DynamoDB table extract would be placed in this folder. Let's now go to our data pipeline service. Click on Get Started Now. I've given a name copy DynamoDB table to S3 as the pipeline name. Give some valid description. There are a lot of pre-built templates. I'll be using the run AWS CLI command template. In the AWS CLI command, I'll copy and paste the pseudocode which is mentioned in the slide. I'll select on pipeline activation we need to run the job. I'll disable logging and use a default IAM role. Once you review the changes and the settings, please click on Activate the pipeline. When the pipeline is activated, it will start running. Click on the pipeline ID, remove all the filters, and here you see an EC2 instance activity and a CLI activity. So here what is happening is the data pipeline is launching an EC2 instance, and once it is launched and started, it will issue the AWS CLI command to execute the commands which we have passed. Once the command and the EC2 instance finishes, the EC2 instance is terminated and therefore the status as shutting down. Once the EC2 instance is terminated, the task finishes. We'll now look into the AWS bucket and the folder to see if the extract is available. We'll click on the bucket name and the folder. And here we have the JSON extract of the DynamoDB table. When you click on the extract and open the same, so you see the two records as a part of this JSON extract which was present in the DynamoDB table. For further reading on this topic, please use the below links. So in this lecture, we took a deep dive into Amazon Data Pipeline Service and did a small demo using the same. In the next lecture, we'll see the advantages and the capabilities of using S3 as a foundation for building a data lake environment. All the best and have a nice day. Thank you.